actually on. What the hell? Hey there and welcome. I'm Max. This is the Max Not Binary. We are back with some oxygen not included. Hello Leofar. Onezen. Arisia. Neo. Aaron. It's good to see you all and to everyone in chat. I hope you're having a lovely time. We're back with some oxygen not included. Also Neo. Hello, also Neo. You're not also Neo, though. You're Neo. Also Neo possibly isn't here yet. I was looking at this. Where am I going to put my farms? These stupid tiny asteroids. There's no room for farms. Where are we going to do any farming? I mean, to be fair, it's not wholly this tiny asteroid's fault. It's partly the huge amounts of random gravitas buildings everywhere. I mean, I guess we can delete some here. Maybe over here we could delete some of this stuff, maybe. But I want to do loads of farms, and I don't know where I'm going to put them. As much as anything else. I also thought we could do some down here. In the sort of subterranean areas of this one. Also the temperature should be okay down here. We will see. But I hope you're all having a lovely day. Sorry for the late start. I had to speak to my doctor. But now that is done. And we are here. And we need to make oxygen. What a fluke. Thank you so much for your subscription. 3-month streak. I think that gets you a Shinebug upgrade. I hope you really enjoy it. And your emotes, thank you very much for the support. It's very much appreciated. All good with the doctor? Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. It's nothing to worry about. Just, general stuff going on. So, yeah. I'm going to build this electrolyzer setup. Let me get the gas pipe overlay and you'll be able to see it a little bit better. It's essentially it's kind of a filterless one. It has a better uptime than the Rodriguez. It's smaller, so it's only 2 electrolyzers and not 4. These planets are too small, really, to house enough dupes to warrant the full Rodriguez. So I've sort of planned this out. My only problem is I don't know where I'm going to put the hydrogen generators to power it. I think I'm going to put them up here, but well, I say my only problem. We have one other problem, which is we don't have any gold. I realise. Now, we're going to use cold water from here to put in this, which will cool it. So I'm sort of just hoping that that works to cool it below 75. Otherwise we might have it breaking and we might have to break in. But make steel? I don't think we've got any iron either, to be honest. I don't think there's iron here. No. No iron. So no steel. How chilly is the water? It will keep it below 75, but we might need to heat the water. I mean, we're going to be putting the water in. We're going to be pumping the water out of here at essentially 0. We're going to do the thing that we normally do with a tepidizer in here. To make it so that it doesn't break our pipes all the time. So you can imagine that the water will be coming in at about 0. What we might need to do as well, which I don't usually do, is actually cool like the hydrogen bit a little bit. Like normally I don't bother with cooling the hydrogen because it doesn't really make any difference. Thank you for the follow, Rockstars. Welcome in. Yeah, because although the hydrogen is warm, it's not warm enough to melt the gold or cause any problems with anything. But we might actually need to cool the hydrogen as well, slightly aggravatingly. But we'll see. I'm going to add this water in because we've got some spare polluted water around the place. But yes, that's sort of where we are with things. We really need some oxygen. The poor dupes are struggling. I mean, we obviously do need some refinement done. And my general thought is, actually, we might even do it here. We're going to use this initially to do some refinement so that we can build this. Because we need some power wires. And a smart battery. Those are sort of the things that we're going to need some refined metal for. We could probably also do with it for... Nah, we have aluminium actually. We have aluminium ore. So we probably don't need refined metal for the radiant pipes. Can I make radiant pipes? I can't, can I? I have to have refined metal for radiant pipes. Is aluminum... Yeah, we'll make aluminum as well. Hello to you two. Hope you're having a good day, rock stars. Yeah. So we'll have to make a bit of aluminum just to do that. I mean, we'll have to use aluminum in general because we don't really have any other metal ore here. Unless we want to go and... Nope. I think there's sometimes wolframite down here. Ah, yeah, there is. But I don't necessarily want to use the wolframite for that. I don't know, I always save the wolframite, but I don't know whether it's actually worthwhile in the end. I'd like to know why my computer sounds like it's about to take off. Am I running something I'm not supposed to be? I don't think so, but such things are always possible. I mean, we're not taking any of these right now. We're still taking the oxyphones. No more dupes until we can actually oxygenate them. We have got a few of these oxyphones to actually do something. Wolframite is good. Keep it for tungsten, don't you? Isn't it tungsten you use it for? Probably because I'm playing for a long time. I mean, I haven't really been playing for a long time. I've had the computer on for a long time. Well, I say a long time. I've had it on for a couple of hours. It's probably just sorting itself out. As I say, my house is so dusty that my processor is full of dust, which doesn't help the noise. You can use it now and rebuild the electrolyzer later if you really want. I mean, that is true. I don't really see any reason not to just use the aluminium, though. I don't think it has any... I mean, it only has conductivity advantages, and, like, aluminium's pretty conductive anyway. So, I don't think we have to worry about that. Speaking of you, Arisia, I remember that you wanted to be a fridge. There you go. You can be our little fridge here. Oh, no, hang on. Do not disable it. Just rename it. That's fine. Fridge. And Nematrek, I haven't actually taken any other dupes since you requested yours. So, that's why you haven't got one. I'm a pretty chill guy. Is it just like all storage containers that you can rename? I did notice that you could rename the ration box as well if you wanted. And if so, why can you rename all the storage containers and not other things? It doesn't make a lot of sense. I still really enjoy these hatches who live just here. That entertains me no end. I wonder if you can rename gas reservoirs? Can you rename liquid reservoirs? No, you can't rename the liquid reservoirs. So bins, fridges, ration boxes. Maybe because you want to label them with what's in them? I suppose that is probably why you can do it, yes. But then why can't I label my liquid reservoir with what's in it? Inconsistency. That's how I feel. Oh, I could really do with another digger. But as you see, like the dupes can't breathe. I could do with another digger, but I can't actually have another digger. How's the oxygen going? No, that's not the right overlay. I mean, not great, one would have to say. I think the only answer to how the oxygen is going there is not super. I mean, to be fair, now that we've opened this up, it is beginning to produce its own store of polluted oxygen, which will at least add to our oxygen supplies. It does feel unjust. Hello, Kaylee. Welcome in. I hope you're having a good day. Yeah, I don't know where this copper is. The game told me I had some copper on this asteroid. I'm not entirely sure I believe them. But I'm pretty sure it shouldn't let me build stuff with things that are on the other planet. But it did say I had some. We'll see. I'm not convinced that is actually true. If I cancel both of these, we can find out. If I cancel both of these... No, it definitely thinks I have copper. What this copper is, or where it is, who can possibly know? Not enough to build two, though, by the look of it. Maybe only one? We'll see. We'll see what happens. I don't know where we got that copper from, or why it exists, or where it might be. But we'll just have to trust the game knows what's going on. I mean, that's quite a lot to trust the game with, to be honest, but we can try. Yeah, so we're going to wind up pouring a load of salt water. I don't want you to pour it in there. Can you sort of make sure that you build these two tiles first? If you pour it in the electrolyzer, that's one thing and we can sort it out, but no, that's exactly what I just asked you not to do, Abe. Come here. Don't be breaking that one. Ruby, get out of there. I don't want you lot standing in the thing. It's gonna end badly. Oh, I see you. I see you doing your best to get trapped up there. Honestly, duplicants. They go to such lengths to try and get themselves trapped. There you go. Excellent. Well done. Now you can, like, cut in here, you see. Yes. So yes, actually I think the polluted oxygen is sort of doing us a reasonable favour here. While we wait for our actual electrolyzer to get online. Justin Sutherland. I'm Max. This is the Max Not Binary. Zebra Pig hostess on her channel, which is very kind of her. And that is how come you have been brought to me. I most certainly do not have 100,000 followers. I advise watching Zebra Pig's VODs, which are always good fun. You can find the ones all the way back to when the TikTok video initially broke, I believe, are still up. And she usually streams quite late in the day by my standards. So not on... I don't think the command did anything. Oh, it's because I've spelt TikTok wrong. Hello to you. I hope you are having a lovely day and welcome in. You are always welcome here. But yeah, if you want to check out Zebra Pig later on, and a couple of times a week. She was on last night, so I don't know whether she'll be on again. She usually starts like about midnight my time, which is sort of GMT, so UTC +0. I think she sort of streams evenings, East Coast time. I think that's sort of how it works when she's on. But yes, she hosts me on her channel, and because she doesn't stream at the same time as me, people who come in earlier in the day find me. Exclusive Mia, I have just been saying how I am not the person on the TikTok. I'm Max. This is the Max Not Binary. You have come to Zebra Pig's channel and discovered that she is hosting me, which she does in my afternoons and I guess probably her mornings before she's on. It's very kind and it brings you all here. You're welcome to stay, but you're also welcome to check out her VODs or check her out live later on in the evenings a couple of times a week. How are you doing up there? See, look, they feel much better now they get to breathe polluted oxygen. This is the way forward. And hopefully we'll actually get to make some oxygen as well shortly. Alright, that was what I wanted to do. I wanted to make... This is Oxygen Not Included. It is a colony sim base builder. Having played a bit of Fallout Shelter, I can confidently say that the complexity compared to Fallout Shelter is not really comparable. Which is not a knock on Fallout Shelter, because I quite enjoy it, to be honest. I mostly play it on my phone though. I've played it a little bit on PC. But I mostly have the app for Fallout Shelter, I have to say. But yes, much sort of more granular building. So you build with the tiles, you build all the machinery, rather than it just appearing in your rooms in a Fallout Shelter way. And these tiny lunatics are the things that we are in charge of here. They should hopefully stay alive. Having some trouble keeping them alive just at the minute because of the oxygen isn't included, and that is particularly noticeable in this start. But we're getting there. We're creating some, well, we're sort of vaguely getting there. We hopefully will get there. And eventually, Dupes will be able to breathe. Let's have a look. What have we got? Who's got skills? Wrecked. Hello, Dilovan. Goals. My goals are to make many farms. What am I doing with you, Wrecked? You appear to be our cook come farmer. Do we want to take you towards suits? I mean, there's not really super dangerous temperatures or too much dangerous gas here that would require the suits. So, I don't know if we want to go suits right now. Let's get crop tending, it's fine. Ruby, you get a better engineer's hat. Aren't you lucky? Soon you will be an engineer. We're not doing any research? Maybe we should be. Is there something we should be researching? I mean, probably. What that might be, I'm not entirely sure. But there's probably something we should be researching. Let's have a look. Oh, let's do the party line. Everybody loves a party line. Include oxygen, include farms, include fridge. Dilevan, this is Oxygen Not Included. It's a base builder come strategy game from Clay. where you try very hard to keep these tiny things alive, despite the fact that oxygen isn't included. So that is actually our current goal. Currently we're attempting to build this little contraption which will make us oxygen. But as ever, there are a million sub-points on that goal that we need to get to before we can make oxygen, because that is just the way of it. Oh, we could do with a battery. Let's stick a little battery in there. See, look, we did have copper. They found some somewhere. It is a great game. It has a very steep learning curve, partly because Play don't like to actually sort of tell you what's going on, which is a bit unfortunate. If you can get into it, it's fantastic. Like a lot of the base builders or factory sims or anything like that, there's quite a bit to learn, but once you get there, it's loads of fun. Actually, the learning can be loads of fun as well. How much power do you take? It's more than I've provided here, isn't it? Yes, yes it is. Thought so. Well, let's see if we can empty this, then we'll turn you on. You initially are going to run in here. And are we going to be able to build that? Yes, we are. We'll just reuse that. I mean, it will mean we're dropping the hot one straight back down, which is actually kind of not what we want to do. Let's drop it over this side. Change my mind. Changed my mind. How are you doing? Oh, we should get you analysed. Let's get Neo up here and get you analysed. So we can find out how much longer you're going to be working for. How are we doing, duplicants? Thank you very much for the follow, Dyloven. Hope you're having a good day. What are you doing, Abe? Oh, you're trying to make this? Fair enough. You could sort of make these two. If you could make those two, then we could get this water out the way, and that would lead us to do a whole bunch of other things in reasonable time. Who has hypothermia now? Yeah, Neo. You'll be fine, Neo. Don't worry about it. Bit of hypothermia never killed anyone. I mean, that's literally true in this game. The hypothermia can't kill any of them. So we don't really need to worry about it. Your duplicants cannot die from the cold. I mean, why they can't die from the cold, I don't know, because they can die from the heat. But for whatever reason, it was decided that even the cold of the perfect vacuum of space would not kill them. They will eventually suffocate, but they won't die from the cold. Which I believe is actually what happens to you if you are ejected into the vacuum of space. That you in fact freeze to death long before anything else happens. But I may be wrong about that. Oh, a digging suit wearer. You die of low pressure. Maybe the tubes are made of asbestos. Made of penguins, Wombat Hole. I suppose that's possible. No. I mean, you're quite good, Otto, but I can't... Well, maybe I can afford you. Now that we have, what is the thing that we have? Nitrogen boils out of the liquid that is in your blood. Why would low pressures turn something into a gas? I thought high pressures turned things into a gas rather than low. Or have I got that backwards? I think we'll take Otto now. I think having another digger will get us oxygen a fair bit quicker than not. You've got it backwards, fair enough. I see. Right, Otto. You are gonna be a building digger. Off you go. Do build and dig. We'll give you some priorities and even a schedule. No, schedules. There we go. Let's give you a new schedule. Dee. Lovely. Otto, there you are. And you do, of course, have a skill point. Oh, also Abe has a skill point. That's pretty good. Abe, you can get some improved carry. Otto, you can get some digging. Well, I mean, you could get some digging if I could successfully click on it. Success. If Rick and Morty has taught me anything, it's that the first cause of death in space is snakes. Ah, I see. Very high pressure and temperature gets supercritical fluid. I mean, I don't know what PV equals NRT. But, I mean, yes. For a physics simulator, ONI definitely likes to not simulate the whole of physics, I would say. Excellent. Look, see, this is going a bit quicker. I knew that having Otto would be helpful. So yes, we're going to use a tiny ghetto setup to create a little bit of metal. We'll have to put another wheel up here. Possibly a bigger battery. We'll see. Just enough to do some power lines. P equals pressure, V equals volume. That's not very helpful. Telling me what the formula means when you can't remember what half of it means isn't the most effective. Oh, you bought a new computer, Leofar. Very exciting. Does ONI have the RimWorld problem where it doesn't care how many cores you have and just runs on one? Yeah, it does. Lovely. I mean, you would have thought that it's not like multiple cores haven't been around long enough for game developers to start thinking about using them. Most games that aren't AAA have that problem. Is it a very complicated problem to solve? Is that the thing? Then actually it's very difficult to make them pay attention. Yeah, it's very difficult to design. Increase in temperature is an increase in pressure because increase in volume is a decrease in pressure. Yes. It's been a very long time since I did any physics. Fridges work. I mean, our fridge only works sometimes. Arisia the fridge only works on the occasions where we've actually bothered to run on the wheel and given it power. Do we know about meat yet? Because I'm quite excited by the idea of just making our dupes permanently vegetarian. So we need to make sure that when we discover meat, we immediately... I work part-time. We need to immediately ban the duplicants from eating it. Do they make you supplies, or do you craft them? Dyloven, so what you've got is all this sort of land, if you like, is different sorts of materials. So we've got metal ore, we've got dirt, we've got rocks, and from those things, we can make the stuff you see here. So the beds are made of rock, Don't ask, but apparently that's a thing. Hello, Alex, welcome in. The tables are made of metal. We've got some flower pots, which are rock. The toilets are metal. Our pipes are all rock. We use dirt to grow our crops here, which nobody's bothering to pick up and put in the fridge. Let's turn that fridge up a little bit. But yeah, so you use all the stuff in your surrounding environment to make the things. So one of the things we're going to be doing is these are renewable sources of all sorts of things. So this one's a renewable source of water, but you can get ones that are renewable sources of different sorts of gases or molten metals or actually just magma, like super hot volcanoes. Thank you very much, Alex. That's very kind. Welcome in. I hope you're having a good day. And that the boredom isn't too bad. So here we're going to use water. We run it into this machine here, which we're building some other ones up there. And it splits it into its constituent gases of hydrogen and oxygen. And that will allow us to pipe oxygen down to our duplicants so that they can actually breathe. And we'll use the hydrogen to run a power system. Same goal as the last time? No, absolutely not, Leofar. So the problem with the last run is that having all the critters just makes your computer die immediately. So I don't know if you saw like the back end of the last run. It was incredibly slow, incredibly buggy. Like the number of glitches was off the charts. And it was only like cycle 400 maybe. So I decided that wasn't really a goer, because like I can't have games that we can't actually play because they break. So this time we're going to avoid the critters. Enjoy your nap, Nematrak. Yeah, this time we're going to avoid the critters. Our dupes are going to be vegetarian. What I want to do instead is something that I was considering as a stretch goal on the last run, which is actually to farm all of the different plants. There's plenty that I've barely bothered to ever farm. But yeah, so that's the idea. We're going to farm a whole bunch of plants, which is why I'm complaining about the space. Because with these small maps, there aren't actually loads of room to put my farms in. We'll have to find it. Yeah, I diagnose you with dead. That is absolutely true, Arissa. It wasn't really a goer, unfortunately. I've not really seen ONI get... Yes, Magistero, you can, absolutely. But last time I did a run, I was doing a run where we farmed where we ranched every single sort of critter in the game. We also made a big shine bug reactor, which, yeah, it overwhelmed them, unfortunately. I also think that actually the game is a tiny bit less stable since the Sweet Dreams patch. I don't know if anyone else has noticed it, but I definitely find it. Dyloven, I hope you enjoy your Max Victory emote there. Yes, I think critter counts are one of the major constraints on the game. They are slightly more slightly harder, I think, for the game to cope with than duplicate counts, though duplicate counts are also problematic for the game, I find. Alright, well, I don't think I care about any of that. I think we'll just let it pour down there. It was less stable from the DLC implementation. So I found it that it certainly was less stable when Spaced Out originally came out. When they introduced was it Fast Friends was the one before, with the Cuddle Pips. And they said that they did quite a lot of optimization around critters and stuff. I did find that it was a lot better with the lag from critters for a little while, but Sweet Dreams, it seems to have reverted an awful lot of that work. How much time have I spent in this game in total? Something probably approximating 2,500 hours now, Dyleven. I'd played it a lot before I even started streaming, and it's probably the main game on the channel. Yeah, flying critters are especially problematic, I reckon. Wombat hole. Clay fixes lag. Also clay adds more lag. Yes, there does seem to be a bit of that. Certainly they do have a bit of a history for fixing a problem and then having it immediately re-emerge the next patch. But I don't think that's necessarily super unusual in game development, from my experience of it. It seems like that is a thing that can happen relatively often. We probably don't have enough copper for this. It's certainly not unreachable. That's a straight up lie. I think you just don't actually have enough copper to build it. I think the problem is different. Yeah, more stuff is more lag. Absolutely. And also, the more you layer new code onto old code, you know, the more difficult it is to iron stuff out. Which is also another of the problems with continuous development, that it actually just gets harder and harder to do, which is a bit unfortunate. Right, we need a bottle to pour that in. Can we put one here? Yeah, I could dig that out. If we put a bottle emptier up here, we can pour the salt water in it. No? Is there lettuce there? There is lettuce there. I think we can dig that lettuce up, since it doesn't seem to be growing anyway. That's why I'm impressed with Minecraft that still uses Java from the late 2000s. I mean, it is kind of amazing that that game still runs in any fashion. Reminds me of Minecraft Just Complicated. There's certainly quite a bit of similarities in the sense that you dig up a lot of your resources and you can farm and ranch and stuff like that. I find sort of mechanically it's quite different. I think I'm going to chuck bleachstone and stuff like that in here. But it sort of in principles, yes, there's a lot of similarities. That's certainly a fair comparison. We did try some Minecraft on the channel, but at the time I tried it I was a bit ill, and that didn't help me get into it. We will go back to Minecraft again at some point, because I'd still like to learn it. Because I sort of missed Minecraft all the way through. What I don't like with Minecraft is you reach stability quick. You can literally survive with just a wheat farm. I mean, it's not really a survival game in the same sense, though, is it? Because, I mean, it has all the, you know, fighty elements. Did I ever play Dwarf Fortress? I haven't played Dwarf Fortress, Dodar. The complete lack of any graphical interface sort of put me off. I do hear there is now a release date for the Steam version, which apparently is going to have some graphics. Which is moderately interesting to me, I have to say. I don't know whether I'll play it, but it certainly makes it a more appealing proposition to try. Though I would have to... There are more pixel packs. Yeah, I sort of know that there's already like a lot of mods. Even some of the people I watch who do play it and really love it, I don't think anyone plays it without the without the sort of graphic packs anyway. But yes, certainly it being like that makes it certainly more likely that I'll want to play it. Right, this consumable ore. We don't need to put coal in. We only really need to put the ones that will cause us problems. Oh no, we can't do that. We're going to have to set it on sweep only, aren't we? Because if we don't set it on sweep only, they'll just go around in a circle forever. Right, I'm not taking any of these, so we'll have some omelettes. Planet Crafter, hang on. It's so hard, I hear. I like text-based games. Oh, like those text RPGs. Not quite. Yeah. Planet Crafter is pretty, but not finished yet. I haven't seen anything about it. I mean, RimWorld is, like, actually inspired by Dwarf Fortress. I mean, like, Tynan wrote a bunch of stuff that, you know, being entirely explicit that the inspiration for him making RimWorld was Dwarf Fortress. What's the other one? There's another game, and then like Firefly. So yeah, he was pretty clear about that being something he felt. Alright, let's sweep all this rubbish out of here, you lot. Hello, Joe Rod, welcome in. Is there objectives in this game to level up? Well, kind of. Kind of. So, if you want, you can look to do the achievements. On the whole, if you really wanted, all of these achievements only take a single game to do. Like, doing them all in a single game is a bit complicated, but none of them require you to, like, play multiple runs to get them. So if you wanted a goal, you can follow these. These ones up the top, which they call their imperatives, are sort of the goals that the game gives you, but you don't have to pay any attention to it. Joe Rod, I am not Zebrapig. I am Max. This is the Max Not Binary. Zebrapig hosts me on her channel, which is what has brought you here. To see Zebrapig, you need to come a bit later in the evening. She's on, when she streams, hang on, let me look at what time it is. It's like 6 hours or so from now, and she streams a couple of times a week. She was on last night, though, so I don't know if she'll be on again tonight. She hosts me, so that's how you got here. You're welcome to stay. Welcome in. But if you would like to check out how Zebrapig felt about the TikTok invasion and all of her new followers and subscribers, you can check out the VODs. I think they're still up. Yeah, there's the tech tree climb. I mean, there is also all the research that you could do. You could head for the final end of the research. I mean, there's two ends. There's this one and this. But to be fair, building the monument, which is the end of the research here, is one of their imperatives. So the game is sort of... yeah. That's it. Dyloven, she hosts me when she's not on, and because we have very different... well, partly we live across an enormous ocean from each other, so we have very different schedules. That means that we don't really cross over, which means that often during her not on time, she hosts me, because I think a lot of the other people that she does host on her channel, because there certainly are other people that she hosts, I think a lot of them have schedules that are more similar to her. So I think a lot of the reason people come to me is because I have a different schedule, because I'm in Europe and not the States. There we go. Are you guys like good friends or just know her? I do not really know her, is the truth. I spent some time when the TikTok thing happened and everyone was coming to the channel and confusing the hell out of me because they were like, I saw you on TikTok, and I was like, I'm pretty sure I'm not on TikTok. I spent some time trying to work out how people were getting here, and then I worked out that Zebrapig hosts me, and she's a follower of the channel, which I assume is why, but apart from that, we don't really know each other. But yeah, it's really lovely that she hosts me, and it's been really lovely to have new people come to the channel. Like, even if they weren't here to see me, you know, some people have stayed. And it's just a really nice thing because discoverability is pretty hard. So anything that, like, lets more people see you is always really good. And also, I watched her first stream after everything happened, and she seems really lovely. And entirely the sort of person that we should all be happy that the great upsurge in viewership happened to, because she seems really nice. Yeah, it is really nice of her. Right then, so you guys have sorted this out. You need to make... Have we emptied this? We have. Cool. Let's dig that out. Not going to be able to reach that. Let's give you a little ladder piece. And then after we sort this out, we can actually make some metal with this. We can make some power wires for this. And I will have to decide where I'm actually going to put my hydrogen generators. What do you think? So, how much hydrogen am I actually going to get out of this? 2 electrolyzers, they'll probably run pretty much all the time. That's going to give us, like, 200 and... Well, it's 224 grams per second. Don't know why I'm struggling with that. What do you use, hydrogen generator? You use 100 grams a second. Yeah, so we're going to want 2 that power this, and probably an overflow one for something else. Now, the question is, how and where do we put them? Because we could fit them like this. But then it's going to make me unhappy, because we're going to have to block them in like that. And the fact that these 2 things are different sizes will upset me. I mean, I know that's the most ridiculous idea ever, but it will. The other thing we can do is we will need at least 1 battery. I can't even place a battery, so we'll place a jumbo battery to show for size comparison. So we could do that, and then place another hydrogen generator, like, further up. But it is worth noting that we're going to need a 3rd hydrogen generator. So then where does that go? It's all a bit complicated, so I don't know. But we do need the battery, so probably we wind up doing this, I would have thought. We might need a transformer before the forge. Why? I'm just going to run a heavy watt wire, is what I'm going to do. I'm going to slap down another one of these, going to sever this, and I'm going to run this on heavy watt. That is my plan. That will do the job. Fair. Yeah, because this couldn't take it anyway, because the refinery takes 1200 watts. One of my great and endless mistakes that I do in ONI is I forget that heavy watt wire exists when I build my first refining setup, and I'm like, Oh, but I need refined metal to do the power wire for this. You don't need refined metal for it. Just use the thing. The, whatever this is. Heavy watt. Right, we do need to find a way to power this pump, though. In the short term. What is that short-term way of powering this pump going to be? We're going to make another wheel somewhere that powers that, because I don't want to run the heavy watt wires in there. I mean, what we could do is, just for now, we don't want to make it out of copper. Let's make it out of aluminum. There we go. Just for now, we can put a wheel in there and just run a regular power wire across. My only concern with the power system more generally for this is the tepidizer. What are you doing, Neo? Neo? You're having some problems there. Because I want to run all of this just on a regular wire. But then we need to be careful that we can't overload it. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11, 12. So we'll have, we won't have quite enough to run the tepidizer at the same time. So I reckon we run the pump and the water sieve, which I'm going to put here, off this, and I have to find some other way to run the tepidizer. I mean, to be fair, the tepidizer doesn't even need to be on in the short term. Excellent, look at this. I would like to make some aluminum. We are, we're probably going to need at least a ton, please. Oh, you'd like a battery, really, wouldn't you? Shall I give you a battery on this line? That would probably help. What if we put you a little battery, like, up here? So that you didn't have to continually run on the wheel. That might help. I mean, to be fair, this is a very early electrolyzer. But this is a very oxygen poor start. Like, this is the problem with this start, that it's a very oxygen poor start. Like, it's water rich, so you can definitely have oxygen reasonably quickly. I'm the first person to read your comments, Dyloven. Oh, that's a shame. Smaller streamers are usually, well, they usually just have a bit more time to read comments, is the answer. I mean, I watch some larger streamers as well as smaller ones, and I know that sort of as you get to a certain size and you are simply no longer able to keep up with the chat, that can be, like, it can be a very weird change for streamers, like that moment when suddenly sort of the nature of your channel has to change a little bit, just because, you know, you literally can't read all of the messages anymore. So rather than cherry picking some, you sort of have to choose how you're going to deal with that going forward. We still don't know about meat, but I don't have that problem yet. Please tell me off if I start backseating. I mean, on the whole, I am pretty relaxed about backseating Wombat Hole. You'll be able to tell if I'm not interested in your backseating, because I will ignore you. That's pretty much it. That's always been how I have dealt with it, and how I've talked about dealing with it, is I don't, like, it's okay for people to backseat. Like, I understand the impulse to be helpful. I have that impulse too, quite often, when I'm watching streamers and, you know, they're doing things and you're like, do you know this? And sometimes they do and sometimes they don't. But, yeah, they also have the right just to not pay any attention to you. And that's sort of the way that I do it. Because I'm not trying to, like, achieve anything or do a challenge or anything like that, so it's not like a problem that other people are helping, because it's just a game that we're playing together. And because of that, like, it's not an obvious ill for me to have people, like, helping in chat. And because of that, then I can be pretty relaxed about it in lots of ways. And not worry too much. Let's start getting some of our infrastructure prepped. Thank you very much for the follow, Ghost World. Welcome in, I hope you're having a lovely day. I think like that. And then we're going to want some radiant pipes to cool down this. So the question is, do we want to cool down the hydrogen? Because we might need to. Enjoy your what's it, Ghost World. Or indeed Ghosted World. As discussed, we might need to cool down the hydrogen because we don't have any gold. So we might actually want to do that. So we cool the whole lot. I mean, it's not ideal and I'm not thrilled about it, but I think given the lack of any gold, we have to be sure that none of this overheats, because that's going to be an absolute pain in the backside. So probably safer to overdo the thing than have the opposite happen. Is it going to let me place the power wires, or is it going to tell me I don't have the stuff? No, you see, look, I can place them. I can place them. Amazing. I reckon that's probably less metal. And then we'll probably run it out like that way and into there. Let me cancel this bit for a second so they don't dig up that underneath the battery. Printables, let's have a look. I definitely don't want a shine bug. And all these dupes are rubbish, so we're not having any of that. Off you go, dupes. So yes, your duplicants in this game are essentially clones. The printing pod here is, like, I think it's supposed to be kind of you. It's a bit weird. Like, the law between who the player genuinely is and the position of the printing pod is slightly unclear, I would say. Maybe people who pay a bit more attention to lore can let me know. But like the printing pod talks to you, the printing pod narrates some of the like things that happen, like when you find stuff. Like the printing pod does that, so it's difficult to know whether in fact the printing pod is just God. But yeah, these tiny things are clones. There are in fact a limited number of faces. You can, though it's increasingly unlikely, get to a position where you have multiple of the same one. There's an interesting thing where if you don't change their names, so I rename them according to the, because we have the name in game thing. Oh, hang on. We took another dupe. Otto. Otto? Your name has to be Neo. Somebody paid. There we go. Excellent. Because that won't be confusing at all. Considering we already have Neo Deus Machina. Yeah, if you don't rename them, you will not get the matching dupe until you've taken all of the dupes. That's sort of the way it works. Maybe some researcher's mind in there. Oh, I don't think I've ever got to cycle 3000. I have heard that there is new lore that unlocks there. Thank you for the follow, Mohafi. Welcome in. Live Action Pixel had a Steve colony and all the dupes were named Steve. Were they all actually Steves, though? I know Salford Sal had a Catalina colony once where everybody was a Catalina. And the 2 starting dupes who were not Catalinas were possibly sacrificed to a volcano. So, yeah, you can certainly do some stuff like that. But in the general way the game works... Oh, it was a Dave colony with random dupes. In the way the game works without you fiddling with it, the game tries not to give you more of the same dupe. But if you rename them, it seems to break that, and you get new ones. Horacio. You're showing your age there, mate. I don't know, though, that's still kind of just a meme, isn't it? For some reason. That we all remember that one. I mean, it's not like it was a good record. How are we doing? Alright, you're still working. We did briefly have a problem with food because nobody is doing the cooking. Oh, because we were supposed to be making lice loaf. I bet we haven't got any... Right, I'm bored of lice loaf. We're just gonna make pickled meal. Whatever. Is life loaf... I mean, there is the advantage that it makes, more calories, but I just can't be bothered with it. I hate the micro musher. It's such a terrible, terrible piece of thing. I'm still quite amazed with the fact that the meal lice actually move about, and that I've never noticed in all these hours. Yeah, you see, from out here, I just assumed they were like swaying in the breeze or something. I don't think those mods are up to date, Wombat Hole. To be honest, I don't think I've updated the list. I am almost certainly playing with any of the mods you might happen to see. I think I turned on all my mods. If there's something particular you would like to know about, let me know. Consumables? Yeah, you can eat the pickled meal. You'll be fine. That's why we're making pickled meal, to make your lives easier. And so we don't have to use any water. That doesn't mean we won't be able to finish our research. We'll see. We'll probably dig in here at some point and use this or this. This might be better because the temperature is less scaldy. So I could put up a door here. The 0 Kelvin was an interesting map to start on. I don't think I've started on the 0 Kelvin map. We did the 100 Kelvin challenge with the when we were still in vanilla, which was quite interesting. I find though that certainly in vanilla, I mean it might be different now because I do find some things about the game have changed a reasonable amount, but I certainly found that in vanilla playing cold maps very much fitted my playstyle in a way that playing hot maps does not. Which should answer your question, Dot, about whether I tried the Inferno map. Lucifer Gaming, welcome in. I hope you are well. Having a good day. We're gonna make some of this, people? Who's starving? You're not really starving, are you? Do we have some pickled meal? Where's the cook? Oh, the cook is busy farming. Hello, Top G. Welcome in. Cold maps are easier than hot maps. That may well be. That may well be true. I mean, partly your dupes can't die of the cold. Yeah. Which is certainly one of the reasons. I also really like the cold maps because you can just dig everything up. Because everything's a solid. I really like not having to worry about pouring liquid everywhere and everything being a solid. Just like digging through it. I wonder if they need they might need an extra break. We're doing a little bit more work around the map now, so they might all need an extra downtime slot to help them make sure they have enough time to get to the food and eat some food before they need to go to bed. There you go. No water for research takes a bit of effort? Yes. I would agree, Wombat Hole. That's certainly one of the biggest challenges. I think we found heat really easily, though. Have you ever just mopped up the magma core? I have not. I haven't done too much playing with magma. I have to admit, Magistrio. I know that you can do these things, and I have seen them done, but I haven't done it so much myself. Though I do understand the principles of mopping up the core. Like, I think I understand the principles of you've changed it to a frozen core. I mean, that's pretty good going. What did you use for frozen core? Did you actually just use water? You bottled up all the magma and replaced it with water to freeze. I did watch I watched Francis John do that. When he dropped an ocean onto the magma core. Cooled down the magma, then filled it up with water, then cooled it down. Yeah. That's a nice idea, to make a base and flood or freeze all the rest. Yes. I think I've seen some that are flooded. I mean, you do have to start, like, covering everything with airflow tile. There is a flooded base in the Reddits. Top G, I stream every weekday, usually starting at 3 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time, that's UTC, UTC plus 0, and going for about 5 hours. Today's a little bit shorter. We started a little bit later because I had a phone call that I had to take before I could start streaming. But yes, that is my normal schedule. With magma and water. That's pretty cool. So do we... It looks like, on the whole, our stray ox ferns are sort of dealing with carbon dioxide reasonably well. We could do with some down here, potentially. But we'll worry about carbon dioxide later. We've got more immediate problems. We're not getting this refinement done very quickly. I wonder if I can put the priority on that up a little bit. It's possibly suffering from people taking operating jobs to be either running on the wheel or doing that. Whereas actually we'd rather they focused on this and then run on the wheel when they need to. Ah, cheers, Dot. Yeah, we do have some trouble with the amount of labour we have. But I don't have any coal. Top G, I probably don't, on the whole, recommend people games. The games I play on this channel are a lot of this, Oxygen not included. I play a lot of different colony sim base builders, 4X games, so other things that you will see on the channel is RimWorld, Minecraft. We played a bit of Minecraft. I play a bit of Civ 6 from time to time, usually when I am not feeling great and just wish to chill out. What else have we played on the channel? Oh, we played quite a bit of Don't Starve on Don't Starve Together, which is another game from the same publishers as this, another game from Clay. Yeah, so that's the sort of thing that we play here. Sour gas and steam is an interesting problem to solve. Don't Starve is one of your faves. We played a bit of Don't Starve actually. We not that long ago we played some Don't Starve together, but we played it as a solo game. And we got sort of into year 3 or so. I think there's still quite a bit of content that I just don't understand about Don't Starve. So we'll probably go back to it at some point, because it's the sort of game where I always feel like that although I appear to have a handle on it, I sort of suspect that I don't really, if that makes sense. There always seems to be more underneath the surface. Oh, you want more coffee, but it's too late for those. I don't really believe in it being too late for caffeine, I have to say. But I do appreciate that, like, not everyone is almost entirely immune to the effects of caffeine in the way that I am. But I also don't drink coffee, so maybe coffee would be more caffeine-y for me, but it seems unlikely. But yeah, the coffee thing is not about don't anymore, got old or something. Isn't getting older pain? So many random things that suddenly you can't do. It's very aggravating. Excellent. We probably could do with more than one of you running on the wheel at any one time, to be honest. That would probably help. So I think one of our duplicants ate meat, because apparently we had meat, but I don't think we have meat now, which suggests to me that somebody ate the meat. We will try to make sure that doesn't happen anymore. So we have forbidden meat. When we discover fish, we also have to forbid fish. I mean, that was also one of my reasons for wanting to do, like, farming. Because I feel that I'm starting to find the Pacu farms a bit of a crutch. Just as, like, endless food all the time. So I was sort of interested to try and do something else with that. Neo, don't hang out in the electrolyzer. Ooh, we need to make more metal. Let's make another ton of metal. Let's see how that goes. Printables. I think we'll take some briar seeds. I think at some point I do want to take a ranching farmer. Because I'll want them to work as a farmer, but it might be useful to have somebody who can ranch just so we can move critters around. We're going to want to probably do some wild planting later on with pips, and that will involve being able to shift them around the map. Are one of you old? Yes, you're elderly. What is your plan to make coal? I think probably my plan is to not make coal. I think that's probably my plan. So I was thinking about power. I mean, we are on the nuclear map, so we could do nuclear. We could also do ethanol. Why no steel? Probably just wild ranching for steel. I mean, to be fair though, we could ranch the poke shells, because we can't eat them anyway. So we could... Oh, you need refined coal. I mean, we'll have a little bit. We've got this planet. So, we'll have some coal. And it's pretty efficient. if I recall correctly, to turn coal into refined. Can mine it from POIs, that is also an idea. Yeah, but we could theoretically farm the poke shell, because they don't turn into meat anyway. So I think farming the poke shell would be acceptable. Since, yeah, we can't eat them. We can only use them for other things. And then coal, we can mine some out from the other planet. We don't even start with any over here. And I suppose if we desperately need to, we can keep some hatches. Just for coal. But I'd ideally like to not. The less critters we can keep, the better I will feel about it. I mean, partly because I love critters, and I always like to use the critters for everything. Which is why my game's slow to an absolute crawl, and we wind up being unable to progress. That is a function of how much I enjoy critters, certainly. No, we don't have enough of that. Let's use this. There we go. So yeah, should be alright. I use critters too much, so I want to try and do something else. And I never grow these things. I've turned like half the starting map into a wild farm with pips and molten glass over algae. Yeah. I suppose I might have to make the tiles properly. I don't really want to though. I might just use a mod. I'm really lazy when it comes to making natural tiles. I sort of feel like you can do it. It's not that tricky. So why would I bother? I have been playing games for like largely like my whole life, which is mostly the history of personal computing. Die 11, so yeah, we're talking like way back to the 80s. Yeah, like once you've shown yourself that you can do it, you're just like, really? Don't want to go through this. So sometimes I use the natural tiles mod, or more often I use the airlock door thing instead of using the natural tiles mod. But I have been known to use the natural tiles mod as well if I particularly want to. But yeah, on the whole, manual airlock doors is the way I make my natural tiles. You have to cut that down. You're all doing a good job. I'm very proud of you, Dupes. Well done. I mean, I sort of sometimes feel the same way with some of the things you can do with magma. That, like, once you've shown that it is a thing that you can do, like, it's less interesting to ever do again. But I think I still have plenty of things to show that I could do before I can say that I'd never do them again. But there's definitely a few things in this game that, you know, are fun to do the first time and to see them work, but after that tend to be a bit too fiddly and annoying to bother with. Or at least that's sort of how I feel. But you know, some people really enjoy the fiddly, annoying bits. I'm just not one of those people. What about using molten lead as a heatant in your refineries? I'm just not very excited to use molten lead as my coolant. Though we will have to think about coolant quite closely, because we don't have access to any oil in our first couple of planets. So what we're going to use in the longer term is certainly a question. Because there ain't no oil here. Naphtha, maybe? How am I going to make plastic, though? I haven't got any petroleum, I don't have any Drecos. Yeah, we're going to have to travel. We're going to have to travel to get some of those things. Which is good, because that's another thing it'll force me to do that I can't really be bothered with. I am not a huge fan of... I am not a huge fan of the space travel in Spaced Out. Like, that is something else that I find fiddly and annoying. So it's always good to have reasons to force me to do it. Because otherwise I get a bit lazy and don't want to. Yes, apparently the heat transfer is amazing for molten lead. I think I looked up the what's-its once. And it is pretty spectacular. How are we getting on here? The polluted oxygen is definitely helping a bit. And this is still helping a bit when it's running. Slowly, coming together. Do I want more research? Is there anything that I desperately need to research right now? Oh, we probably want to do suits, don't we? Let's head towards suits, since we're going to be making oxygen. Why is most of your base full of hydrogen? Because due to the terrible oxygen production of my base, i.e. it not having any, this exists. Now, as I said when I built it, never do this, this is a terrible plan. Don't just set up a random electrolyzer in your base. But we really needed some oxygen. Once I'm done with my 3 achievements left, I'll run out of things to do. I don't think I've done all of them. No, I know I haven't done all of them on Spaced Out. So we did an all achievements run where we did them all in one run, in vanilla, before we went to the DLC. Thank you for the follow, the real Wonders. But I don't think I've done some of these. I don't think I've run a research reactor. I've done that one. I don't know if I've done the B one. I've done that, I think. Don't think I've done Cluster Conquest or Mine the Gap. Or GMOA AOK. Done soft launch. Thank you very much for the follow, Led Gurk. This one. And I'm not sure I've done Cosmic Archaeology. So, I mean, we've got a few to do from the... we've got a few to do from the DLC, for sure. But all the vanilla ones we got done. We got super sustainable in our last run, actually, just because I was moody and couldn't be bothered to build coal generators, even though we had plenty of hatches, and plenty of coal. I was just in some sort of weird mood where I was like, no, we're not having coal generators. So eventually the Dupes ran on wheels for so long that they did super sustainable. I mean, we also had a big electrolyzer, which helps. But, yeah, that was slightly unusual. And I was doing some some volume challenges before those runs where we were doing taking a dupe every time that the pod went off and see how many we could get to on a proper, not the small. I think we were doing it on Terra. On the Terra asteroid rather than the big one. I think my record is 66. But we got carnivore a couple of times doing that, just because you have to feed your dupes something. And there's so many of them that they eat so much stuff that you get carnivore without really trying. I learned all about piping doing the super sustainable. Terror asteroid! I mean, this is a bit of a terror asteroid. I mean, you have to say, this one's probably the terror asteroid. Probably knowing that there are thousands of tons of magma above your head. That one's got to be the terror asteroid, right? It feels like it. In what way did you learn about piping on that hole? I'm interested to hear. Neo has a skill point. What are we going to give you? We don't know what we're going to give you, to be honest. Nah, we're probably going to do nuclear pretty soon. Let's give you the nuclear. Now, speaking of achievements, there's the one for filling out a skill tree. To pay the bills, use a duplicant skill points to buy out an entire branch of the skill tree. Bridges and priority and distribution. Ah, I see. There have been plenty of streams of mine. Water makes power, absolutely. There have been plenty of streams of mine where people have watched me do piping for many hours. It must be said. I do like exciting piping. It's probably why I am quite taken with these sorts of electrolyzers as well, because they essentially just run on piping. So these sort of conventional but like weirdly like no atmo sensor ones I quite like. We have built the partially submerged ones as well from time to time, but they're a bit less exciting. Sweep, people. Get that stuff out of there. Also, we need to dig in up here. Alright then, chat. I need a very swift break, but I will be right back. You can keep an eye on the duplicants for me. I'm sure they won't make any trouble. I mean, after all, they're duplicants. And they would never, ever make any trouble. That's the way it works, right? So, I will be right back. Give me 1 minute. Right then, chat. What have the duplicants been doing? Have they made any trouble? It doesn't look like. It looks like they've been relatively well behaved. They appear to all still be alive. Usual behaviour. Well, I mean, I suppose being alive isn't necessarily usual behaviour for the duplicants. That is something we could be doing. Let's deconstruct these, and we'll get them to dig across into here. Printables? Let's have a look. Oh, we probably can't take the barbecue, can we? It's probably against the whole vegetarian playthrough thing. No barbecue. There's a built-in... No, you're flatulent. No, I don't want any of you. Thank you. Bye. Yeah, you can get down there. Oh, these maps are so tiny. How are you doing in here, bees? Have you made plenty of, what's it? Can I click on the hive, please? No, you've only made 400 kilos of enriched uranium so far. It's not very much. Yes, very well done. You dug some stuff out of it. It is your literal job, Neo. Excellent. Alright then. How are we getting on with the aluminum? We're gonna need more. Stick it up to another ton. I think that should be enough, pretty much. Have you tried making the industrial pea water to clay factory just to generate oxygen? It became so easy with the rocket water tank. You can just drop the bottles from it without deconstructing. Oh, I didn't know that, Magisterio. We sort of are. I haven't really bothered to do it. I usually feed my pea water to thimbleweeds or something like that. But... alright, that's fine. But I do have these two tanks here as a sort of a prelude to maybe using that system. I know a lot of people have, you know, are using it and find it a really nice and easy way to make them. But I don't know anyone who's been doing it with the rocket platforms, with the rocket tanks. I do really like using the rocket gas tanks because of their huge capacity versus regular gas tanks. So that's certainly something we've done in some of the playthroughs. I also, I don't know if you watch any of Too Legit's streams, but Too Legit City did a playthrough, I think he started on the flipped asteroid actually, where he made each of his dupes little apartments in Spacefarer modules. So he built a whole bunch of Spacefarer modules like in his base, and they were all little apartments for his duplicants, which I very much enjoyed. Thought that was excellent. Apparently the batteries are very good as well, rather than regular batteries. But I haven't really bothered with any of those things yet, apart from the gas tanks. Thank you for the follow, Holson Park. Welcome in. I hope you're having a lovely day. I think there was a limit for rockets on 12 or 16, so those were not too good in the long run. Ah. That could be. I know they stopped you being able to make massive battery towers. At some point during the development of the DLC. Which seems reasonable. Like, it's not entirely the point. You're doing very well. Very well, duplicants. Right. We are going to have to consider building them like a little base. Especially since I have flooded the world with terrible gases. Again, there are some space issues. But I guess if we ran from about there, sort of down to here, we could have a little base here. Maybe we could have it sort of double wide. I don't know if we can do that, actually. Where's my snapshot? There it is. No, you see, that's going to get in the way of this, isn't it? Yeah, when we get down there. Nope, don't actually build them. No need to actually build them, Dupes. Thank you. Was just measuring. You're right. We'll see. We'll see. I mean, we could possibly do this side as well. We're a bit cramped on this side as well. Just about, maybe? Could fit another bedroom widths over there if we slightly remodeled this. Which we could do. That might be a way to do it. We will need to sort them out of base relatively soon. Oh look, we're nearly there. There's not much of the infrastructure left that needs doing. I would like to put a tile here. Because I'm going to run a cable through it, largely. That's why I want one. That's it. Lovely. Done some more research, so we're getting towards suits. So I was thinking about this. This is... what? 15 dupes? 16 dupes, maybe? That's not really going to give us enough to run any to the other planet. The other planet has no water of its own. So we have a choice, which is we electrolyze more over here. I mean, we have plenty of other water sources. This is a water geyser. This is a salt water geyser. This is a cooled steam vent. It's not like there aren't plenty of other options for us to make oxygen over here. It's the space costs that I'm worried about rather than the water costs. Or we can just run the water over to the other planet and electrolyze it over there into oxygen. Which we might do, because, I mean, it does have its own options for cooling, in that it has a couple of anti-entropy thermo nullifiers. Where is the out? The out's over here. So, if you made, like, an electrolyzer sort of here, you brought the water in, you cooled it up here, you could maybe do that. So that might be an option there. Oh, they can't get in there. Oh, hello. Game, I thought you were supposed to tell me when my atmosphere was leaking into space. I'm fairly certain there's a thing where you're supposed to do a warning, your atmosphere is leaking into space. Perhaps that might have been helpful. Just as an idea, game. Can we actually do this? I mean, I suppose it's mostly hydrogen that's leaking into space, but nonetheless. I could probably do without it happening. So yeah, it would be nice if you would fix that, Dupes. Also, the surface breach is broken, I would like to point out. I don't know whether it's something that anyone is ever going to fix, but it is definitely true. And we're running out of food again. It is definitely true that the surface breach warnings are completely broken. Because they go off when you haven't broached the surface, and they don't go off when you have. Which, I have to say, doesn't seem to be the way it should work. Let's plant a bunch more mealwood. To help our food struggles. I mean, I'd quite like to run bristle blossoms or something like that, but we don't have any. We could probably get them from the other side, could we? Why? Oh, I know why you won't. Oh, whatever. I see the problem there. This is a sandstone biome. Yes, we could get bristle blossoms over here. We'd have to cool our clean water. Either this one or that one. I mean, they're both about the same temperature, so it's not really a big deal. Did you have a lovely nap, Nematrek? Yeah, we'd have to cool our clean water to run them, but considering we are water rich, bristle blossom as a food source seems like quite a good idea. Time for more RimWorld. You've been really enjoying it, haven't you? Did we... Oh, hello. I see you managed to let a whole bunch of other stuff collapse, and once again, the game didn't think to tell me that we had a surface breach, because why would that be an important piece of information, you know? It's only our atmosphere that's leaking into the vacuum of space. I mean, who cares about that? You're loving the Mechanator? Thank you very much, Ruby. Alright then, you lot. Let's get all this swept up and out the way. Might need another bin. It's probably not enough bins. Let's build them another bin. Ruby, don't sleep in an electrolyzer. And that's not really appropriate. Where's our cook? Sleeping? Maybe? Farming. Farming. That's where our cook is. Yeah, let's set these random things to auto-harvest. No, not that one. That one's a tree. We don't care about the tree. We only care about mealwoods. There's one there, apparently. We should probably go in here and get this. I mean, we could also just get the cooking done. That would probably help. Also liking being able to make my own race at the start, but unfortunately custom races don't spawn anywhere else. Can you do the thing where you would make a bunch of pawns of the new race and have them placed in the world? Because there's definitely a way to do that in RimWorld. That would possibly be the best solution I can think of off the top of my head. For me, the best part of RimWorld is still the traditional making stuff out of human leather and gift it to the attacking faction. I mean, I think my feelings about RimWorld are complicated, but on the whole, I do all the stuff. I just don't, like, think it's very, like, I don't know. I do the stuff, but I'm not one of those people who thinks that the stuff is great, if you see what I mean. I'm like, yay! I'm not like, yay, I've made human leather hats. Pretty sure I haven't made human leather hats, actually. I've definitely made human leather clothing, but I'm not sure they were ever hats. No, they were probably cowboy hats. I usually wear cowboy hats. You can make everyone on the ship you came from be your race, and you have a chance for the extras to show up. Yeah, that's not very much, but, I mean, an idea. Giving me a party hat, Erisia, that's very kind. Oh, hats, of course. What am I going to put in this gap? I've got a gap here. I mean, we could just do the cooking. Well, probably if we put this up a bit, they might do it. Seems there's a limit of 5 heritable genes being passed on. Ah. Well, that's interesting to know. Do you know what? Stop doing that for a minute. And let's disable these. Because we appear to have made, like, the vast majority of the metal we need. Is anybody ever going to make this? Can we make this? Just as an idea? Game, please. We could also just deconstruct the refinery, perhaps. Which I might want to do, because then we could use this wheels to kickstart the electrolyzer, which we might wish to do. Whoa there. It's not necessarily strictly what I wanted. I think this should be... I don't know if that's actually what I'm doing. I think I actually want to leave this on full. Don't think I actually need to lower it down on this one, but we'll have a look at what it does in just a second. Printables. Hello. No. Guess we'll have another snazzy suit. The pod has given me an awful lot of snazzy suits. Look how many people have snazzy suits. I don't know why, but yeah, the game seems to have been really happy to give out snazzy suits. We need somewhere for all of this to go, don't we? I mean, the pressures are pretty terrible. We could probably just vent it. In the short term. Considering how terrible our pressures are, we can probably just vent all the stuff to begin with. Yeah, we're gonna need a tile there, thanks. I'd probably like to get rid of this. Alright, I need to also get rid of this. Yeah, we're gonna start changing this round now, so it's the sort of final setup of it. Oh, yes. Let us deconstruct this power wire. It's gonna hold too much power. Yes, for this bit we'll just run this up into that. That'll be fine. But we would like to... Yeah, we're doing that. Deconstruct those couple. Thank you. Let's do a nice sweep. Can we get all the stuff out of here? No, actually, wait. Let's check this one. This is the important one to get all the stuff out to begin with. Well, we can worry about the top layer. Much less of a big deal. Right, you two. You also need to come out. Now, as discussed, we can actually just repurpose this central pipe. And, push the gases, like, down here a bit. So it'll be fine. To somewhere where there's no pressure at all. Excellent. See? You know an easy way to deal with early electrolyzers? A tower to collect the hydrogen and a small spiral of cooling pipes over the electrolyzer that feeds water into it. I call that good enough for quite a while. I mean, I sort of agree. We sort of did more or less the same thing, where we set up an electrolyzer and a pump and we just pumped all the hydrogen up to the top. The problem was that we just weren't producing quite enough oxygen, I think. Oh. What am I looking for here? I'm looking for this. That's fine. We can join that up anytime we want, so that's not a problem. Which should mean I can chuck that in without that being a problem either. Then we can get them to do this. Oh, do you know what these bins shouldn't be allowed to have? Bleach stone. Which bin did I do that on? I hate it when I do that. I don't think there is any bleach stone in, because they all have... This one has a much higher priority for them to go in there. Oh, I see, that's why. I was like, why are these two running? And then I'm like, oh, I remember. Because this one's actually set up to a different pipe. It works in a different way. For the early 100 to 150 cycles, it could do with another pump nearby to lower pressure and transport it around. Yeah. I knew I was going to make one of these, though. And when I built that, we already knew this was here, essentially. How long are you dormant for? Your calculated average output is pretty good. You are dormant for a bit longer than I'd like. We'll see how that works. So. Yeah, I see. Okay. Oh, we need more power wire. God damn it. Do you know what we need more power wire for? We need power wire to run the, what's it? How much aluminium have I got left? Maybe. Might be just about to do it. Able to do it with a bit of, sneaking things about. Thank you for the follow. How do you change my name? I hope one day somebody tells you how to change your name. Right, let's get rid of some of these things. We're going to have to move some stuff around. But we will work it out. How are you getting on? Oh, all these pipes are empty. Oh, but it's not a vacuum in there. It's just run out of power. Yep, that's what's going on there. Laser. Thank you, Orisia. I'm Max. This is the Max Not Binary. You are looking for Zebra Pig. She hosts me on her channel, which is how come you've wound up here with me. If you would like to see how Zebra Pig reacted to the very exciting TikTok stuff, you can watch her VODs. She tends to be on sort of reasonably late evening time, Eastern US time. So that's quite a bit later than now if you're not in the US. But you're always welcome to stay and hang out here. I thought I saw that. Why am I an incompetent? I mean, don't answer that question, chat. I know why I'm incompetent. Right, look. Let me deconstruct this stuff. And that. So I can actually do the whole thing. And sort it out. Where in what sense? In sense of like geographical location, or why is she not streaming now? Because like the answer to why she's not streaming now is probably that she's at work. I would say is the answer. She is most certainly not a regular streamer. Like, she streams a couple of times a week because she has a full-time job. She works as a nurse. Geographically, I'm pretty sure she's on the east coast of the US, but I wouldn't say that like 100% is true. But I think she said that that's whereabouts she is. What am I looking for? Oh, I'm looking for refinement. That's what I'm looking for. Alright. I want to look at this with the power overlay, because I want to put it in the place where it's easiest for me to get the power wire to it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Right, if I put it there, I've got enough room. Could also possibly move it one further across. Do I want to do that? I don't know. Actually, do you know what I probably want to do? I probably want to do like this, because I think that's going to be, yes, better lined up for the pipes as well. Pipes? Yeah, in, out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Should have enough metal. Let's hope for the best. What is the goal of this game? This game is a base builder what's the other word? Colony sim game. You are the controller in some way of these duplicates who are stuck here on this asteroid, and you have to help them build a life for themselves. Largely. Let's give you some carry, Abe. Might give you some extra cooking so you can cook a bit quicker. Excellent. Right. Let's have a look at this. So. I probably want to switch this out for an insulated pipe, considering that although it's not right now, this is gonna get quite cold. Just deconstruct those. This can also go away. Don't need any of that. And I do still need to work out how I'm going to power the tepidizer. I mean, it's not going to matter until the slush geyser comes back on, but we will by then have to have worked out how I'm going to power the tepidizer. Alright. Power. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We had 200 kilos. It should work. That's what I get for deconstructing my metal refinery. But what are you going to do? I need the space. Frankly. Alright, this is going alright. We'll set you up a bin just here where you can put some sand. Can we put that in? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, we can do. And behind that, oh, we could do it here. We could put them here. Yeah, whatever. Hello, Trolley Plays. Welcome in. I hope you're having a lovely day. Oh no, that's a reason to not put them there. No, it isn't. It's absolutely fine. We'll just run the one wire into the other. It's not going to overload either of the wires. We're not going to produce enough power for that to be the case, or more importantly, draw enough power for them to overload it. Potential load is 1560. That's fine. Hello, Imitachi. Welcome in. You having a good day? I'm glad to hear it. I am having a pretty good day. It's all good. Neo. I know. Your bedrooms are full of hydrogen. I mean, it is understandable that you're not super happy about this problem, but The less you sleep and the more you build, the sooner that'll get fixed. That goes for you as well, Abe. As discussed. See you, Charlie Place. The day is going alright, by all means. And I hope it is for you as well. Build me my things, damn you. And then you're going to need to run on them, so we can get this going. Right. I think I want to use insulated. Usually I use radiant pipes and cool the generators with the hydrogen, because as long as they're less than 125, they will not catch fire. Well, melt. But obviously that is not true, considering we don't have any gold. So I think we're just going to have to use insulated pipes and not spread the hydrogen heat around if we can possibly help it. Ruby, it would be helpful if you built the other ones first. Just as a heads up. Get off that. Build the other ones. Are you being mistreated again, Neo? I don't think it was you. I think it was Neo who was sleeping. Where are you going, Abe? Oh, I see. To get some rock. Fair. Hello, Squared Pie. Welcome in. I hope you are having a good day. Okay. Alright, nobody's brought it any sand. Seems alright. Filtration medium. Sand. Let's turn it up to a 6. Let's check on the toilets, because they do keep letting this become unpowered. When aren't the Dupes being mistreated? In my games, not very often. I am slightly rough with them, I have to say. I dip them in cold liquids, I send them into space without suits, all sorts of things. So, I mean, it is understandable that sometimes they're a bit grumpy. Let's get some more oxyphone scenes. This place doesn't look particularly breathable. Indeed, but you see, we have been working on making it breathable. Like, this has been today's project. It's just that I don't have many dupes, and I can't really take any more because of the problems with breathability. Which leads to a problem where it takes us a little bit of time to get this going. Right. Have you considered that if you put some sand in there, it'll go better? Thank you for the follow, Among Us Slayer. I hope your day is going well. Oh, they've made a vacuum in there, have they? That's exciting. Right then. This is going. So, I think it's time to join this up. Let's cancel that. And get these electrolyzers going. Finally. Yes. I was like, why can't I see what's going on in here? And I'm like, oh yes, because it's a vacuum. I remember. That would be the thing. You honestly forgot you had that name. I think that is a welcome in. Thank you for the follow. Right then, let's look at this. Is this working? No. Why isn't it working? Oh, because we're not producing enough oxygen. That I think is why. Oh yeah, we don't have enough power. That's why it's not working properly. That is fair. Are we managing to not send any hydrogen down here? No, so the hydrogen isn't really getting out, is it? Meh. What happens if I do this? Yes! That's what we should be doing. It's still not perfect, because we're still not running the, we have to run these pumps all the time so that there aren't gaps here for the hydrogen to get into. You're bad for the name. it is one of those things with the internet, isn't it? We're all saddled with the names we chose long ago. Can definitely be a problem. Right, I'd really like you to run on these for a little bit, so we can get these going. Once we can get this all powered up and going, then you can stop having to run on them. And you'll be happier, I promise. I mean, that's not supposed to happen. Why is that happening? I mean, I guess it has to stabilize a little bit. It looks relatively stable, to be fair. That looks sort of what I'd expect stable to look like. We're still not running enough power, though. I Heart Bacon should be your name. Alright, because you aren't producing enough power now, so what have I done wrong? Go on, chat. What have I done wrong? Why isn't my thing working? Oh, now I'm gonna have to look. Hang on. Bear with me. While I look at my design. It's not my design. I stole it off the internet. Oh, this is the wrong one. That isn't the design I was attempting to build. Oh! Oh, nuts. Did I build that? Yep. I see what the problem is, and the problem is that I have built it incorrectly. Right then. So, the problem is that this is supposed to do this, not that way. So that should be severed. And, this... No. Maybe that should be severed? Hang on, let me have a look at the picture. It's from Carnat's Compendium of Amazing Designs. Building things incorrectly does tend to cause problems. It certainly does. And, like, this is literally being unable to look at a picture and like, follow it. It's a sad life, I tell you. Yeah, so these two should be severed. And we need a bit of thing there. So we're going to have to break in. Because of course we are. Right, in we come, everyone. Is there anything underneath there? No, there's nothing underneath there that we've accidentally demolished. In you come. You can stop running on these wheels. Because they're not doing what we need now. Oh, that's Ruby. That's why I can't... Why can't I disable it? Because it's a duplicate. Not a wheel. Thanks, Abe. You also can get off that for a second. Can you link to the build? I can link to Carnat's Compendium of Amazing Designs. It is one of the double electrolyzer designs. It's just in the Steam community. I really like this resource. I think I enjoy it because it's got some sort of different builds of stuff. I also actually have quite enjoyed the explanations of why things work. It has certainly helped me understand a little bit about particularly some of the sort of fluid movements and exploits, if you like, with why you can, you know, force things out in directions that the game wouldn't usually let them go. No, that one does join up. It's this bit that should be severed. So, yes, I'm quite a big fan. I just find them quite interesting to build as alternatives. And we've built them a couple of times. They are often tetchy when I set that up. I suspect part of that is that I'm not very good at building them. But there's probably also that possibly they're a little bit more tetchy than your standard Rodriguez design, which, you know, as long as you run it for 5 minutes, is always, it's a very stable design. And I know that it was Francis John who popularized it, and that his design and build philosophy in ONI is, does it work repeatedly without me having to think about too much at any one time. So, like, I have sympathy with that, but sometimes it's nice to try more difficult things. So, the point is that the valve and the bridge should sort the gases. Now, there are some things where you need it to go all the time. So, like, the ideal way to do it is to link it up. That isn't a helpful comment, Dot. You might need to be more specific. What is wrong with it? What is wrong with it? Goes into the green part of the bridge, goes into the green part of the thing, comes out. What have I done? It uses a powerless filter. Like, I literally have a powerless filter in it, mate. Do you see this? You don't need to create a loop with a valve. You're looking at the wrong one. Look at the one underneath it, which doesn't have a loop. So if you're looking at the one with the loop, look lower down. And there's the one without the loop. Right. Let me do this. Oh, hang on. The dupes have to do it, don't they? Oh, I forgot that the dupes had to do it. Oh, that's unhelpful, because this is blocked now. Thank you for the follow, Snoots, and Magenta the original. Welcome in. Is it because it's blocked that it's backing up? Possibly? Possibly. I forgot that these are always a problem with these designs, is that you need to actually be able to keep them running all the time. I don't know if I need to set the filter. Like, because, like, the weird thing about the description is there's no hydrogen loop, and the gas valve is set to, I think that's 1. But it says the gas valve is set to 1.000 grams per second, which means that it doesn't obstruct gas flow whatsoever. Which suggests that it's not, that's actually 1,000 grams per second, and that the dot is incorrect, and not 1 grams per second. But, like, I'm happy to be corrected on that. There's too much oxygen coming from the top pump. That is the main problem that we've got here. There's too much oxygen being collected up here versus the hydrogen. I wonder if that'll stabilize. Because that's why it's not working, because it can't spit enough out through the 2 pipes to use up all of the oxygen. What are you set on? Requested flow rate is 1,000 grams per second. So it should be able to take largely the whole lot. This should never be higher than 500. I mean, that shouldn't even be possible. Sorry, give me a minute, chat. I was sort of thinking about it. The game that I'm playing is... Hasharisia. Though I did enjoy the Devil's Number. I'm playing Oxygen Not Included. That is the game. Why are the O2 packets not fitting? This is my question as well, Dot. Maybe you need to pump those left side pump way longer? Maybe. Hang on. from what I see, it's supposed to use the fact that it should get half a pipe of oxygen to filter the rest from the upper pump, but will only work if you have enough pressure. So it's just to have a pressure sensor for oxygen that stops the pumps when there's not enough gas to self-filter. I mean, low pressure wouldn't... Like, low pressure would make the hydrogen come down here, but that wasn't the problem we were having. The problem we're having is that we're not getting all the oxygen down. Can't I spelled a janky. Try adding another bridge. Beside the other bridge. Yes, you need to keep the, you ideally need to keep them running all the time. I don't know if I think they're janky. I think they're interesting. I don't know why everyone is, like, it's okay for things to be interesting and a bit different, you know. You know that I'm not a big believer in optimization. And I'm pumping it into the air because it's already full of hydrogen anyway. Currently it's got more, I think the second bridge might actually work. I think that 1 kilogram line should be pumping more often than now. Which one, Dot? Altraza, welcome in. I hope you're having a lovely day. Oh, sorry, Alizara. I misread. Hang on, what have I got this set to? Yeah, that's fine. Then there is less O2 on the top room. Those left side pumps. Yes. Yes, that could well be the problem. I'm certainly willing to accept that that could be part of the problem. Let us try solving that problem before we bother sealing it up again. Let's deconstruct this. This one's a bit trapped as well now. We filled up the pressure we have. Oh, wow, that's exciting. We can do a thing. We'll get this to come... let's turn that off. Disable that for a second. How are my pressures down here? They're still pretty low down here, so we can dump out some oxygen. Printables. No, I don't want any of you. We're not taking the eggs. It bothers me that there's no loop for the manual filter. The pipe will only get out the O2 from the upper pump if it already has O2 in it. So if it ever takes in hydrogen, it will just take it along. That's why having more O2 down below is the requirement to have it filter itself. I'm not sure I follow all of that, to be honest. Which is obviously in no way to say that you are incorrect. It's more to say that I don't understand. Like, I enjoy making different things from time to time. One of the problems I have with my gameplay of ONI generally is that I spend too much time making the same stuff all over and over again. And like, I play this game as part of my job, so I kind of need to do different stuff, even if sometimes it means it breaks. My problem with anything regarding the electrolyzer is always that they can't run to produce hydrogen and oxygen, because whenever I'm pumping, the oxygen hits max pressure. That is... So if I were to say that I had a criticism of quite a few of Carnath's electrolyzers generally, it is that they require running continually. You need overflows all the time on all the bits, or they don't work. And that's not my favourite. Like, the point is that they're supposed to have the best uptime ratios. Yes, they have obligate uptime, and that's because they're supposed to have the best uptime ratios. But I'm not actually sure that having the best uptime ratios is always the thing that you want. I think sometimes you wind up wasting resources to make that happen. But, you know, as I say, sometimes I like to build some different things so that we can have some, you know, entertainment, largely. I am, after all, an entertainer. This is an entertainment channel, so sometimes some nonsense occurs. The nonsense that is going to cause here is we're going to vent some stuff into space. Because you know what space is good for? Storing. I mean, I wouldn't advise it in real life, but, you know, in ONI, space is amazing for just storing all your stuff in. Let's deconstruct some tiles. No worries, Dot. Hopefully I'll be able to get it to work. The balance logic is it can put some gas into the packet that is not full, so that's what's happening. And the shut-off logic is it can only put any amount of gas into an empty packet. It's always nice to see that people don't magically work it out all the time. I mean, if that's what you like to see, you should definitely hang out on this channel. There's a fair amount of me not working it out all the time that goes on. Right, so, I mean, that is not... Really? Have I just... Oh, dear God. I have questions about my own builds there. Right, you get deconstructed. We need a bridge here. Where can I do this bridge that will allow me to achieve the things I want? Because we're actually going to want a bridge here in the end that bridges it into here. But obviously I don't want to immediately build that bridge. Because I don't want to put stuff that isn't hydrogen in these. I mean, I guess I could, you know, let's just disable auto repair on these. And we might wind up deconstructing them and rebuilding them a whole bunch of times. But it might be easier if we do it this way. Your reasoning is good. Thank you very much. Right, let's get this lot built, you lot. I mean, you keep complaining that you'd like oxygen, so... Unfortunately for you, that means you have to build some. Right, I think we can seal this up. We're going to seal this up for a little bit, because otherwise we've got too many random gases bouncing around anyway. What we can do is... Let's deconstruct that gas pipe for a minute. Let's put that all the way up to a 9. Because then we've got the bridge where we want it to be, but it's not actually using the bridge. They have all that lovely pink hair around and they're complaining. They're weirdly not a huge fan of it. Like, it is very pretty. I think they should be a fan of it. But, no. Strangely, they're oddly grumpy about it. Honestly, duplicants. Can't leave them alone for a minute. What are we doing, you lot? Really? There isn't any igneous in all these bins? Oh, I suppose this bit isn't made of igneous, it's granite and sedimentary. So the igneous is further down. Fair enough. I will allow you to have that problem. Wonder how much oxygen an individual consume in their entire lifetime. And IRL, an individual, therefore, because I have no idea. I could probably tell you how much a dupe does. Though lifetime obviously is an infinite amount of time in a dupe. Let's get this bit sealed up, because with the ceiling open, we might be able to vent all this stuff anyway. Oh, I see, you don't have a thing. Yeah, too much stuff to build all at once. It'll take a minute. Yep, IRL. About 1,000 litres of air per day. Well, not all of that is O2. Like, only about... Oh, I can't remember. Isn't it about 20% or something that's O2? No, I think it's even less. But these are not things I remember. 21%-ish. There you go. I actually was kind of right about it. That makes a nice change. To have vaguely remembered something. Did I just see a duplicant trap themselves inside there? No. I mean, that wouldn't be a first, would it? To find that the duplicants had in fact just trapped themselves in the electrolyzer. Yes, you're doing very well there. Go on, a little bit more to build. They're gonna have to run on the wheels again in a second. Get this built. 79%-ish nitrogen, 1%-ish CO2, and trace amounts of other gases. Flashes FN, you did not see me on YouTube. You saw Zebrapig. I'm not Zebrapig, I'm Max. This is the Max, not binary. Zebrapig hosts me on their channel, which is how come when you followed the link you've wound up here. Zebrapig streams later in the day than me, and not every day, so you can catch them sort of more like evening time, Eastern US time, which is sort of, I mean, when they go live it's usually in about 5 hours or so, but they were live last night, and I know that she doesn't go live all the time because she has a full-time job. So yeah, I'm not sure she'll be live this evening, but if you would like to see her reaction to all the TikTok stuff and YouTube and all of that, it is worth checking out her VODs, where you can see all the streams from that. I'm pretty sure they're still up. What's the takedown time? It's like a couple of weeks, so I think they should still be up. There is a chance someone saw me on YouTube. To be fair though, I'm pretty sure that pretty much everyone who saw me on YouTube is like literally here already. I'm not sure I've really discovered anyone new on YouTube. No, that's not true. There are at least 1 or 2 people who actually came from the YouTube channel over to watch on Twitch, but that is definitely quite rare. You didn't see me on YouTube. I mean, you and pretty much everyone else. Thank you very much for the follow, Darth Revan. Welcome in. Arisia, I'm confused. What have the frogs done to you? Oh no, that would be bloody frogs. And I use the same channel thing here. Isamu Shade, welcome in. I hope you're doing well. Alright, how are you getting on with this? Dupes? You see? If you build things correctly, they're way more likely to work. You don't remember how you ended up here? Oh, I expect, Leofar, that you wound up here just because you were searching for ONI. Knowing you, why is there hydrogen coming down here now? Is it because I built that extra thing? I mean, there shouldn't be spaces, though. There shouldn't be spaces for that to happen. Let's keep an eye on it. Can we build these? Is there a reason we haven't built these yet? Oh, you can't reach them. Well, that is a reason why you haven't built them then. Give me 1 second, chat. Sonic One redeemed a hydrate. It was indeed partner. Partner is home. Also has new shoes, so is very excited. I will never entirely understand partner's deep and abiding interest in shoes. Look, this is already blocking up again, which is going to be a problem. We need both of these to have a possibility. Why aren't you? Oh, because you haven't built. They haven't built the things yet. Sorry. I know why you're not doing that. It's because we haven't built the actual stuff yet. Can I run both of these as their overflow into this? I think I can, right? Like, if I do that, it shouldn't... No, it will be a problem. It will absolutely be a problem. Let's not do that. I know better than that. It's definitely going to be a problem. Don't do that. Right, let's sever that. Just need shoes that are comfy and protect your feet. I mean, I sort of vaguely care about whether I have nice shoes. But I'm certainly not as excited by shoes as Partner is. Partner is a big shoe fan. Come on, you lot. There's so little left to build. Can we please get it done? You're doing really well. What are you all doing? Thinking you can eat instead? Outrageous behaviour. How many points do we need to spend for a partner reveal? I think we've talked about this before. Partner is very expensive. Partner will tell you that you need to spend actual real life cash for a partner reveal. Dynamic Catastrophe, welcome in. Good name, thank you for the follow. I hope you're having a lovely day and that your electrolyzers work better than mine. We'll get there. We'll get there. You gonna do this? Dupes. 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 Do this stuff. Oh, good. That's some of it. Okay, so if that is going there, then we need a way to get it to go into here. We could have down... Ah! I'm still having RimWorld problems. Right, if we have it go down... Right, oh. But then bridge up. We've got white to green, which should be fine. That shouldn't confuse it. And then green to white. So I think we should be able to just then bridge this onto this line. Because this line should never be full. Yes, I'm having RimWorld rotate problems. Those are exactly the sort of RimWorld problems that I'm having. Big fan of shoes that don't hurt my feet. Me too, Alizara. Shoe prices have gone up so much. Everything has gone up so much here. I love them. Everything has gone up loads and loads and loads. Why isn't this working? Why aren't you filtering through there? Chat. Chat. It won't pass the green? Why? I never understand this. B&J gone up from 350 on club card to 375. I never understand this. Like, because you can definitely bridge onto stuff. So why can't I bridge onto this? What makes this... Yes, I know the two columns are connected. I want the two columns to be connected. I want them both to output to the same overflow. Because I don't want to have to build a second overflow pipe for no reason. Because the first overflow pipe will never be full. And I don't understand why you can bridge onto some pipes and not other pipes. Green, white, green never works for me. I always make it all flow in the same direction. See, I was always told that it's just green to green that doesn't work. Green, green, white works for you. Alright, so let's pretend this wasn't connected there. Ah, no, that's not going to work. How are we going to run this out then? You need green to white exclusively. Oh, I'm not actually running any loops here. Usually I'm running complicated loops here that I could use to talk about this, but today I'm not, so it doesn't really work. not whites between greens. Yeah, but that doesn't make any sense, because like the whole point is that white runs to green. Have the pipe move one to the right and bridge up and connect with a separate pipe in, as discussed. I don't really want it to have a separate pipe. We might have to. But, like, then I need to cut another hole in the sky. Which I don't especially want to have to do. I mean, we can have this one run, like, straight and, like, bounce it over there, maybe. And then use this one for that. I hate piping. I mean, I actually love piping. I just don't find it makes any sense. I'm sure there is some attendant sense, but what it is, I have no idea. Like, it just, you know, when the whole structure of your thing is that white runs to green, and then white doesn't run to green, it doesn't make any sense. Green, white, green. Oh, you're saying that we've got... It never runs white to green. Look at the direction on these bridges. White to green. It's not green to white. That isn't the way it runs. Like, these bridges run white to green. The pipe, not the bridge. Ah, is that the problem? Why are the bridges backwards? Thank you for the follow, King Live on Fortnite. White never runs to green in the pipe. It only does that in the bridge. Nah. Alright, that makes more sense. You have explained it in a way that makes, like, more sense to me. So green only runs to white in the pipe. Let me have a think about that. Is there a way I can make good use of that? If we put that there instead and join that up to this. Hang on. I'm using my brain, it's taking a minute. White to green. But then that would cause the same problem. No, I'm not, Game Bomb. Thank you for the follow. I'm Max. This is the Max Not Binary. Can someone use the TikToks thing for me? Yeah, Zebra Pig hosts me on her channel, which is how you have seen the video and wound up here. Which is, yeah, very nice of her, but I am not her. If you want to see her VODs about the TikTok stuff and, you know, how she feels about it, they should be still up on her channel, I believe. It is a slight guess, but I believe you'll find them still up on her channel. And you can check them out. It's definitely worthwhile checking them out. The first stream after all the TikTok stuff happened was really sweet. It was definitely worthwhile. I would definitely recommend checking her out. But she's live much later in the evening than me, so like think about, oh, now it's noticed that we've actually gone into space. This is noticeably the third time we've gone into space. The Miner, Avocado Wow, welcome to both of you. Yeah, definitely recommend checking out her VODs about that, that are from when that happened. But yes, she's live much later on in the evening than I am. So, think evening Eastern Standard Time, for those of you in the States. Yeah, she doesn't usually go live for about 5 hours or so. I ain't checking Discord now, Leofar, but thank you. I am sure it is helpful. But, yeah, I'm gonna do it the easy way. I am going to do it the easy way, which is I'm just going to do it like this. And we're going to sever that. We're going to run an extra pipe. Because I'm lazy. And sometimes it's easier to just run an extra pipe and worry about it later. Yes, it is not a suggestion that you people won't be right. It is a suggestion that I am lazy. Which I don't think it should really be news to anyone who watches the channel. I am, on the whole, a bit lazy about these things. Right. Hello. Can we build this? Let's get this built. Come on. We're so nearly there. I've even fixed it. Do. Should be fine. What are you doing, Dupes? There's probably not a lot of point in you running on the wheels right now. Let's get it built. And then we can start running on the wheels again. Yeah? That's it. You will go build it first, Dupes. And then we'll start powering it. Bridges will make new sequences, and the sequence is always greens to whites. I think I understand. I think that explanation about it actually being different in the pipes as what it is in the bridge helps it make sense to me. Hang on. No, that's fine. But yeah, I just couldn't be bothered to think about therefore how I would make that work in one pipe. Sometimes when I'm a bit more alive, I think I can do that. But today, perhaps not as alive as sometimes I am. So, we're going to do it this way. We're going to use space. Space. The final dumping ground of all the stuff you can't be bothered with. Which, like, is kind of true in ONI. It's a bit weird that ONI works that way. Where space is just like, where you put all your stuff that nobody wants. Space! I mean, I suppose maybe that's not that weird. It quite possibly happens in real life as well. You built it? Yes, you have. Look, now you can go back on the wheels. Enable these. Go on the wheels. Come on. Alright. Let's have a watch and see if we can get this to work now. I assume... Yeah, we need more of them than that to be running on the wheels. Yeah, you're doing alright there. Well done. So, I think we're actually going to link this up. Excuse me. Do we actually lose gas to space in real life? It's a gradient, but doesn't some of it escape? I mean, I guess so. I've never really thought about it. Isn't that partly what, like, ozone and stuff is for? We also get gas from the sun. There. Look. I think we might finally have it working. Chat. Chat. I think it's working. Hello, Cool Boy Con. Welcome in. Ozone is a sort of gas in itself. This is the I'm not feeling like building a spam. It kind of is, Emily. Welcome in. I wanted something smaller. And I just wanted to do something different. You know, sometimes I get bored of building Rodriguez's and I want to do something different. So we did something different. And I ran into all the problems. Well, I ran into one problem which I didn't anticipate, which was that I built it wrong. And then all the other problems we've run into are things that I actually knew about and just didn't do before we started, which we should have. You like the one with the loop better? I think the loop also needs to run all the time, if I recall correctly. What do I stream? I mean, this is Oxygen not included, and I stream mostly Base Builder and Colony Sims, also other strategy games from time to time. O3 is a gas. It gets hit with UV rays, which break it into O2 plus an oxygen radical, which usually instantly recombines with the O2, becoming O2 again. Becomes O3 again. That makes more sense. You missed the RimWorld week. You did miss RimWorld week. RimWorld week was last week. Which doesn't mean there won't be RimWorld weeks again. But in the short term, RimWorld week was last week. Right, how are we doing with this oxygen now? Look at this, chat. It's actually breathable in our base. Wonders will never cease. Alright. The loop one keeps the hydrogen loop filled, so it doesn't need to be online early, always. Is that... I think I've built the one with the loop before. It does work without the second pipeline. Tropilius. Do you mean the, the second bridge? I mean, it could also work without us running two overflow lines to space, but again, my brain is not working sufficiently to work that out. I have built the one with the loop before. I think I didn't build the one with the loop because you have to prep it, and I couldn't be bothered to prep it, to be honest. I think that was why when I was thinking about which one I was going to build before we started, I decided on the one... I decided not to build the one with the loop. Like, it's not the best reason for not building the one with the loop, but that was definitely the reason I picked to not do it this time. Also, as I say, I find it interesting to build different ones from time to time and try them out. Yeah, it's interesting, because I do sometimes struggle with the Rodriguez not being as productive as it should be, theoretically, for the amount of pumps and electrolyzers it has. But this one sort of has the opposite problem, which is that we are chucking a bunch of oxygen into space. I will probably, at some point, redirect this hydrogen line into another hydrogen generator. There should be very slightly more hydrogen than these two can eat. Yeah, there you go. So we could just run another hydrogen generator, which just has a battery to keep a little one. You like the Hydra one? Oh, I couldn't be bothered to do the stacking. That was definitely laziness, where I was just like, no, can't be bothered to get the liquids to make that work. Yeah, but that was definite laziness on my part. I built the single electrolyzer version of the hybrid one. Why is there a liquid bridge here? Alright, game. I don't know why I've done that. If you have the liquid milliliter and shutoffs, it's easy. I mean, I don't necessarily have suitable liquids, though. Because I'd have to use brine and water. And, I mean, that's not amazing. I want this operator. I'm going to take this operator. We have oxygen now. Welcome in, Lyra. You are good, so we're going to have you. Yeah, I think sometimes you don't have quite the right... Have an operating hat. Oh god. My ability to use words has just completely given in. What am I saying? Uses salt water in a water stack. Are your temperatures always okay with that? Goodbye words, yeah. Never mind about them. We'll do without them. Alright, how are you lot doing now? You don't appear to have enough things to do. I mean, alright. What should we do with you next then? Duplicants? What time is it? Do you know what? Partner is home. It's a stable 85 degrees C. Oh, well, that's fine then. Partner is home. I've built my electrolyzer. It's even working. You'd like an Amelia? Absolutely, Amelia. Who would you like? I think we've got 2 open. You can have either Abe. Oh no, we've got 3. We've got Abe the digger. Abe was our starting digger, in fact. We've got Lyra, who we just took. And we've got Ruby, the engineer. You may have any of them. You would like Lyra? Absolutely. Let's find her. Lyra, where are you gone? There you are. I see you. Stand still. Amelia. Excellent. There we go. Welcome in, Amelia. Yes, so with partner being home, I know it's a short stream because I had to speak to the doctor before I came on, but yeah, I'm going to have my dinner soon. And we've built our electrolyzer, so I think I'm going to call it there. And then tomorrow we'll think about what we need to do next. I think probably part of what we need to do next is go over here and start doing some stuff. We also need to think about how we're going to make, you know, power and suits and all of that sort of stuff a bit more effectively. So I think tomorrow's going to be quite a lot of like planning stuff. Where are we going to put the base? Where might we put some of the farms we want to build? Where are we going to put the industry that we're going to need to do some stuff? Like, also, how the hell are we going to make steel? Because we don't have any iron. Do we have any iron here? You don't have iron in you, do you? Do you have iron? Yes, there's some iron. There's a tiny bit of iron over here. So we've got a tiny bit of iron, so we'll be able to make a little bit of steel. But yeah, stuff like that. How are we going to progress from here? So we'll do that tomorrow. I don't have a doctor's appointment or anything like that, so I should be live at 3 PM Greenwich Mean Time. That is UTC plus 0, which for those of you in the States is an hour later, earlier, later? I don't know. One of those than normal. Thank you all so much for being here. Thank you for the subs and for the support. Thank you for the follows. Hope to see you all again soon. Shall we see about maybe sending a raid over somewhere today, since I have not given you sufficient entertainment, really? Who's on? Oh, I tell you what. Let's send you over to Salford Sal, who's playing some Dwarf Fortress. Sal's a great streamer, also streams a whole bunch of Oxygen Not Included often, but is at heart a Dwarf Fortress main. So let's go and say hi. Hope you will come with me. Thank you all. Have a fantastic rest of your day. And I'll see you tomorrow.